Let's be real. Jeff Darlington and Adam Schefter need to take a chill pill because Tom Brady's staying in New England, throwing passes to this guy.
And March Madness, it's creeping up on us. And number one seed I could possibly see, Dayton.
Oh, it's the late night peel for hot takes. Edelman and the A10. Let's go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Late Night Peel. As usual, I'm Trey Redfield alongside Nick Zelaya. But yeah, let's get down to it. But first, I gotta ask you, how are you doing today, Nick?
You know,
Tonight. Pardon me. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. It's Friday. The weekend's coming up. College basketball.
This was the fastest weekend.
It really was.
Fastest week I've ever
It really
taken part in
but
here in Syracuse.
there's more college basketball. UNC's coming to town.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony, so I'm excited, but I'm more excited to be filming right now.
Why would you not be excited to be
Exactly.
doing a podcast right now with your roommate, the same roommate that woke him up last night at 1 in the morning?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
This is what happens when you forget your keys, and if you're watching as a high schooler,
Remember your keys.
always remember your keys. So, and
Your keys are right there.
my keys are right here. You can't see them, but they're over there.
right there.
So we're chilling. But let's start in the diamond. You know, the diamond is something we don't have up here in Syracuse. So we want to get into nitty gritty of it, especially with me, because look, it's the Yankees, and I absolutely hate the New York Yankees. So
Who doesn't?
right, true.
Yeah.
Diving into it now, it was 2 days ago that Luis Severino announced that he was going to undergo Tommy John surgery, missing this season, more likely than not next regular season as well. Which, along with this, Giancarlo Stanton re-aggravated the same calf that he messed up last season, which resulted in Stanton only being in 18 games on the year.
Yeah.
So, and it's a possibility with Stan that he might. He is. He's going to miss opening day in Camden Yards when they take on the Orioles. So nothing huge there, but still, you want to have. Excuse me. You want to have your left fielder out there, the one that said he was going to hit 80 home runs if he was actually not injured all the time. So, Nick, does this fix up the AL gets the AL East back in its proportion? What does this mean for the Yankees? Because
I think
now because. Don't forget, Domingo Germán is still suspended immediately.
Yeah.
So it's literally Masahiro Tanaka, who is who's basically a dying right-handed pitcher. I think James Paxton is also on the injured list for the Yankees. So what does this mean for your crosstown rival?
I think this is honestly crushing for the Yankees, but I think they'll still be all right. They have a good lead above all the other AL East teams, and I mean, Giancarlo Stanton, I don't think he's going to be out for long. I mean, he's still got a whole month until the regular season begins.
He does.
And that the Yankees still have plenty of talent, so I think they'll be perfectly fine.
I really think it's not the end of the world.
No, it's really not.
To be honest with you, it's the Yankees.
I mean, Severino's a tough loss.
Right.
He's a great pitcher.
They still have Garrett Cole.
Exactly.
Garrett Cole that's why they have him, right? But it just shows that when everything's in hand, when everything is there for the New York Yankees, this team is scary good.
They're stacked.
You have Garrett Cole, Masahiro Tanaka, Jay Happ, Domingo Germán, and Luis Severino, 1 5-man rotation. If everyone's 100%, that's never going to happen if you play in Yankee Stadium. But on the outfield side, you still have a great outfield.
Yeah.
You have Aaron Hicks, and you move Brett Gardner over to left. Played left before they made the move when Stanton went over there. Aaron Judge is obviously in right field, and Clint Frazier is making an impact in spring training too.
Mm-hmm.
He hit a bomb yesterday down in Tampa. But I mean, this team, I hate to say it, but this team's all right. This team's still a really good ball. They're still a really good ball club. DJ LeMahieu can move around like he always does. Gleyber Torres is playing really well at the shortstop role, and at the end of the day, you just keep flip-flopping Gio Urshela and Miguel Andujar at third and DH. Doesn't matter. You still have 2 prominent hitters in the back lineup. This is scary from 1 to 9.
If I'm the Yankees, I should be a little worried though, because
I would
Giancarlo I mean, you're paying this guy so much, and you expect
In Miami, he never got hurt.
Expect so much out of him, and
But
now
then he got pelted. Right
he
in the
can't.
jaw.
Yeah, that. But he's expected to do so much for that team, and he can't even stay on the field right now.
Nope.
So the Yankees, that should be their number one priority right now going into the regular season.
Just
Is get
Stan
Giancarlo
better.
healthy and make sure he can stay out there for a long period of time.
Because when that turns out to be the case, when Stan gets in to moves over to left field, or when he comes back, he's not going to be playing at left field. Let's be real. Brett Gardner is much faster than Stan. Yeah, Gardner doesn't have the stronger arm, but let's be real. Who's the better fielder here? Brett Gardner, 100%. So when Stan comes back, he's probably going to be a designated hitter role.
Yeah.
Andujar and Urshel will platoon at third, and that's not a bad idea at all, especially if you have Clint Frazier into the mix too.
Mm-hmm.
That's so much depth for the Yankees, and that's something they always look for. Like when they picked up Andrew McCutchen. That 1 year they traded for Andrew McCutchen. One of the best moves they've made in a while.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm done talking about the Yankees because I don't like the Yankees. So,
yeah.
But yeah, another team I don't like.
No one likes.
Another team that nobody likes is the Houston Astros, and there's been how many weeks? A week and a half of spring training, less than
5
that.
days.
5 days of spring training, and there have been 7 Houston Astros that have been beaned. So, with all of this in hand, you see all these different players getting beaned, and they're different names than the starting lineup for the Astros getting hits.
Yeah.
And it comes to my attention that there are players on this team who were not a part of the team when this scandal went on are still being hit by pitches. And I got to be honest with you, that really makes me upset. Yes, I'm all for throwing at them so they know what's coming.
Yeah.
You may use a garbage can in that matter, but when you are beaning players who were not a part of the case when they were on a different team in 2017, they come to the Astros trying to make a change and trying to win a World Series, because that's the main goal of Major League Baseball. When the commissioner's trophy, the infamous Rob
The piece of
Manfred.
metal?
Yeah, if I had the chance to go down and drive to New York City, and have the chance for his head to be on like the punch machine to see how hard he punched, I would take every advantage of it. But yeah, that's me getting a little upset. But at the same time, no player that wasn't there in 2017 deserves to be hit.
You're right.
If it's George Springer, Jose Altuve, or any of those guys in the box, go for it. Fine by me.
These new players, they've got to expect it.
Yeah,
Because you have that on the front of your chest. You have the words Astros.
You have Houston too.
A team that clearly caused the biggest cheating scandal in baseball history.
100%.
So maybe they knew about it when they knew about it. Maybe they didn't know about it when they signed or got traded to the Astros. But now it's going to be a thing. Like, you just got to be ready for it.
It's amazing how every era in baseball's had something. Like there's shoeless Joe Jackson,
Mhm.
and the Chicago Black Sox in 1919. There was World War II that halted everything up, but they still got to play.
Yeah.
They're still playing and stuff like that. Then it was the move out west, and then you get into there was Jackie Robinson even after the war. It was Jackie Robinson. Then teams moving out west. Then you got into betting with baseball. Then you got into steroids, and now we're here.
And according to what's the pitcher that said
Mike Myers.
No. The one who said the not the pine tar, but the stuff the pitchers use is bigger than steroids.
Rosenbach?
Maybe the stuff the pitchers use to cheat with for like their
Oh
pitches.
no, that's pine tar.
Pine tar, yeah, that's what it is. I forget the name. I forget which pitcher said this, but he said it's a bigger like scandal than the steroids.
100%. Bigger scandal than steroids, and this sign stealing thing, I think, is bigger than. Well, it's arguable between steroids and.
It's a long conversation.
Because you know how I am. Like I think that steroids saved baseball. Do I think it's awful for the game? Yes. The way I think of it is how the so it's like the Soviet Union being on the Allies side of World War II.
We're just watching.
And then they flip the switch, and everyone realizes, wow, this is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
This is horrible. But
I do think this the beating, it'll last throughout spring training and probably the beginning of the regular season. But I do think it'll die out as the season goes on, because teams will realize, we want to win.
Honestly,
I'm not going to give players free bases.
Right, but at the same time, I disagree with that. I really do, because not everyone gets to play the Astros immediately. I don't think the Dodgers get to play the. I don't think the
They're not
Dodgers.
at all.
They don't play the Astros this season, but at the same time, the Yankees see the Astros for the first time, I believe, in August. So as new teams come along, as like their new ball clubs coming into Houston or Houston going into other stadiums, they're going to get hate wherever they go. Everywhere they
They
go.
could by the fans and stuff, but if a team, for example, like the Yankees is battling for a playoff spot in August, they're not going to want to give the Astros free bases. They're going to want
they might.
to maybe strike out these players. We'll have to see in August.
I gotta be honest with you. I think in August, I think when we come back here in August, we will the number of players getting hit.
Over 82.5 or no?
Oh, I'm smashing you. if I bet, I'm not gonna bet on baseball. Like that's the only sport I would never bet on.
Mm-hmm.
I would 100% put the over on it. 100%. But yeah. So,
To the gridiron.
yeah, let's go to the gridiron. You know I don't like talking about the XFL, so we're not gonna talk about the XFL. Well,
I don't know what happened this week.
what do you think about like college football players like going to the XFL to earn money, then moving into the NFL?
Like skipping college?
Yeah.
Kind of like the whole G League thing in the NBA?
Did you hear about that West Virginia safety that did that?
No. What happened?
He chose to forego his senior season to play in the XFL and then go into the NFL draft.
I mean, if he's
I mean,
doing
why
it for the
not?
money, why not?
And why not? I mean, the XFL has a good opportunity at hand here. I guess
It's just, is he going to be eligible to go to the NFL draft after?
that's true.
That's the
That's
thing.
something that's going to have to be worked.
I haven't heard
that's
about any
gonna have to-
rules about that
right.
or anything.
Something's going to have to be worked around, and hey, who knows? This might be the era when we get a minor league football league.
Yeah.
Because
That'd be cool.
the minor league football league was really the arena league.
Yeah.
Wasn't really centered around it. Like, yeah, you can sign players. Kurt Warner came from the Arena Football League.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, done with the XFL. There's a lot going on in Indianapolis. The scouting combine's going on.
Tristan Jackson.
Shout out,
there right now?
yes, he is. Do you think there's someone that's going to break the 40-yard dash record of 4.22?
No. I
No,
don't think so. No.
not even not
That's fast. That is fast.
not Jerry Jeudy or any of those guys like
no.
that.
Who's the guy who's windmill dunk?
Oh
Is that
my
Jerry
gosh.
Jeudy or no?
No, that's
Did
the
you see
other Alabama wide receiver.
What are they feeding those boys?
something down there. Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs, that's
Henry
right.
Ruggs. He is an animal.
No, I don't think anyone beats the 4.22 record.
They'll be close.
It'll be close, yeah.
There'll be there. I think here's what I'm guessing. 2 top 10s. There are gonna be players that are gonna be running 4.2s. 2 players that run 4.2.
Yeah.
Because I think the 10th best is 4.28.
Mm.
And the thing with the 40-yard dashes, there aren't really that many popular names on the top 10.
Yeah.
You have Marquise Goodwin, and then you have Chris Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real. Chris Johnson only had one really good season.
What'd you say the record was for? Oh, 4.22, right?
4.22.
Ruggs had 4.27.
See, he's close, but not close enough.
Ruggs is done for the day, icing his quad.
Yep.
And there you go.
It happens. You run too fast, but not my problem.
Should we talk about the opposite of fast people, slow people?
Yeah, let's talk about the guy that ran a solid 5.1 in the 2000 NFL Combine, and
It was only. I thought it was slower than 5.1.
Something like that.
I swear it was.
Tom Brady.
Keep talking.
I think it was like 5.22 or something like that. But speaking of Tom Brady, there's 5.28.
5.28.
He runs a 5.28. So there's a possibility that he may not throw it to this guy anymore in Julian Edelman. There have been talks from Jeff Darlington and Adam Schefter, both ESPN NFL reporters. Respect them very much. But according to them, there has been speculation that Tom Brady is going with the idea that he's not going to be playing New England ever again. So there are 3 teams at hand with this. There's the Chargers, LA Chargers. We all knew about that. The Las Vegas Raiders, who slowly come into the equation, and then the Indianapolis Colts, who's floated around in there. But teams that have really fallen off, or they're still in the mix, I would say, are the Titans and the Buccaneers. So there are 6 teams, I think, in the running to get the 43-year-old come August. And I really don't know what to think about this. to be honest with you, I'm gonna have to agree with what Stephen A. said earlier on Thursday on First Take. He said he just can't picture Tom Brady anywhere else. I can't either. I really cannot.
It'd be really weird.
But if that happens, so be it. And the Patriots are thinking like that because they were showing interest in Titans quarterback Marcus Mariota, which is it's interesting. It's interesting. Like, what do you? If Tom Brady goes, what happens? Anywhere. Were you the one that said they were going to go 5-11? Did you say that earlier?
I said if you went to like Las Vegas. If you went to the
Las
Raiders, they'd go
Vegas.
5-11. Just because I don't like the Raiders, but aside from that,
It's
I just
true.
don't think they're a good team.
Come on now.
I don't think they're a good
suck.
team. Yeah, I don't think they're a good team. I do think the Patriots were more likely to be they'd go out and sign a free agent rather than drafting and building a player.
Exactly.
So I could see Mariota. I mean, possibly Jameis Winston.
No. Tom Brady. He can't leave.
It's tough to see, like who. The Patriots have been with Tom Brady for so long. It's tough to really see.
Would he be cool? Would he be all right with it? Yeah.
I think Tom Brady wants to win at this point. He
wants to play.
Exactly. And he
wants
to win.
Play. That's the thing. But yeah. I think it's Mariota is not a bad backup plan. I think he's a good quarterback, and with the development that the Patriots have there, why not? You know, if Tom Brady leaves, so why cry myself to sleep for the next month? You bet I will. But Marcus Mariota is my quarterback in New England. It's not the end of the world. You know, it's not. But
it could be a lot worse.
It could be a lot worse. It could be Jarrett Stidham, but he has a lot of work to do. So, Nick, the NBA, as you know, the NBA is still rolling. The Bucks are still on fire.
They are.
They even though they got clobbered by the Raptors, didn't they?
No, they won.
They won? Oh my God! Why did I think they?
They actually clobbered the Raptors.
Yeah, I said the Bucks beat them.
You said the Raptors clobbered the Bucks.
It's because I saw Giannis get dunked on. I thought
no, the Bucks won.
As I would figure. I mean, like, come on now. But
no,
why am I thinking like that? What are you looking up?
The score 108-97.
Oh, that's not that bad.
It's an 11-point win.
The Celtics are still hanging around though. They took down the Jazz on Wednesday.
They did.
The Lakers.
Jason Tatum has averaged 35 since the All-Star break, I believe.
Yeah, and like speaking of the Celtics and the Lakers, Sunday I think was one of the best NBA games that we've seen all season.
Very good game.
And it's fortunate enough that the city of Los Angeles has been able to experience both of them, and the Boston Celtics have been able to experience both of them as well. Mm-hmm. The Lakers on Sunday, they beat the Celtics by 3. 2. They beat them by
114-112.
114-112. So is it possible we see these two teams in the finals, or is it going to be are you really set on the Milwaukee Bucks?
No, I'm not set on Milwaukee Bucks just because they showed me last year that they can play amazing in the regular season, and then a team like the Raptors, led by Kawhi Leonard, can come in and just.
I mean, this team is better without Kawhi Leonard.
The Raptors?
Oh yeah,
they're very good this year.
Oh yeah,
they're very good this year. But the Celtics also
they're very good too.
Well,
they are.
Jason Tatum. What I really like about the Celtics, I don't like anything about the Celtics.
Yeah, I don't like anything about the Lakers.
The one thing I do like is that Kemba, who has been a star his entire career at the Hornets.
Yep.
And he's taken a step back to let Jason Tatum blossom into the superstar that he's meant to be.
And it's also the fact that Kemba Walker keeps slowly aggravating things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he's not getting huge injuries, but he's still being out a couple of games. And
this is giving Tatum 30, 40 minutes to go out there.
This isn't just giving Tatum. Tatum's going to be on the floor no matter what. This is giving. Yes, Jason Tatum has scored 30-plus points. Like, he's averaged 30-plus in his last 5 games. He's second behind, obviously, Bradley Beal. We can get into that a little bit. I mean, it's the Wizards. No one wants to talk about them. But anyways, the fact that with Kemba being out, it's the idea that the Celtics, the depth is coming back into play once
Yeah.
again. Everyone talks about the depth of the Boston Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
And with Kemba being out for a little bit and Marcus Smart, out of all people, running the point, this is a great opportunity for the Celtics to just slowly get better with these young guys. And when Kemba gets back in, it's only going to get better. Because you put Marcus down at shooting guard, and Kemba's running the point. If this is what the Celtics have in hand, floating around that 2 seed, because having a home game against Toronto is going to be huge.
Yeah.
If you want games, if Game 7 was up north, Celtics would not win. They gotta keep playing the way they're playing.
You have Drake just acting like a fool on the sideline.
Like you gotta keep it up. Like you gotta keep up this pace. And I mean, the last time I seen the Celtics blossom like this, someone got hurt, and I'm just praying that no one gets hurt.
And
Because as a fan or not, this is a great basketball team.
Daniel Tice put up 25 and 17 the other night.
And that's the thing with Tice too. He's such an oddball.
He's come out of nowhere.
He has,
and he's really helping that team.
But
because your other big man's Enes Kanter, and he's all right, but
he's a better. I'd say he's a better defender than Tice.
Yeah, but Tice is obviously offensively putting up the better numbers.
When you score, you play. That's really all that matters. This is the NBA. But yeah, staying in the East, the Sixers, man, they're really. I think they're the seeding Sixers.
Yeah, they're gonna slowly decline.
Yep.
Embiid.
Who was the one that said they were gonna make it to the finals? Was that you?
Yes.
Oh my!
If you look at their roster on paper, tell me that's not a championship team.
If I look at that roster on paper, I'm saying to myself, "Wow, I can shoot more threes than they can." That's what I'm looking
Obviously,
at. That's what I'm looking at.
You have Ben Simmons, Embiid, Tobias Harris.
One of
Al
them.
Horford.
One of them is an all-star, or only one of those guys are an all-star. When
Two.
Ben Simmons is not an all-star when you put the Warriors into perspective. When you put Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and you
The Warriors are out of perspective.
You put KD onto the floor, and then you with Steph and Klay making Draymond better. All 4 of those guys are all-stars. Ben Simmons is out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
He's not an all. He's not an annual all-star.
He puts up all-star numbers though.
He does, but at the same time, everyone else does too. Which is the reason why he's not. And the idea, and for him being a point guard, he can't shoot the 3. I look at that and be like, wow, I don't want to vote for you. I would not want to vote for you. I mean,
He's almost averaging a triple-double this year.
He's averaging a triple-double?
Almost. 17, 8, and 8.
Yeah.
Those are solid numbers, but
His team's not winning games.
no. And I'm not here to praise the Sixers because, one, Embiid's getting fined for giving the finger to another player. He got fined $25K for that. Then he's out here hurting his shoulder. Simmons is already injured and he's out. Now it looks like Furkan Kormans is going to have to lead the Sixers.
Hey, but
I don't know. The Sixers are a mess.
Speaking of
They have
teams losing players, getting fined and all that, the opposite is going on in San Francisco. Steph Curry is returning this Sunday. He's starting this Sunday
Against the Washington Wizards.
against the Wizards. It'll be very exciting. Can't wait to see Steph and Beal pull up from half court the entire game.
Mhm.
That'll probably be on ESPN.
Probably,
Will anyone
yeah.
want to watch it? Hell no. But it's still going to be put on the air.
Free Bradley Beal, though.
Yeah.
He's got to leave this offseason. He's got to get traded or something.
Or hashtag get John Wall back to life, but
That's not going to happen.
no. Didn't he mess up that? Didn't he mess up because he
He's been out
slipped
for
down
like
the steps? He slipped down the
He's
steps.
been out for like 2 seasons almost. Beal's put up 50. Bradley Beal.
You
put
think
up
that team could be so much better because you got Rui Hachimura down low, you know?
Yes. You would think they'd be good because their players putting up 50
I
points.
think they're 9th in the East right now.
They're something like that. They're actually not that far out. But they lost when he puts up 50 plus. He only puts up 30 and they find a way to win. I don't understand the Wizards.
I don't.
The NBA stresses me out.
It does. It really does.
But it's fun because when your team's first in the Western Conference, there's nothing to complain about.
right. And when your team's 3rd in the East, there's not that much to complain about either because you know you're either going in 2nd or you're going in 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the Milwaukee Bucks around. But
Yeah.
going into college basketball, the top 4 finally
College
changed.
basketball's getting into
It's getting
its
in
groove.
It is getting intense. San Diego State and San Diego State, Gonzaga, and Baylor.
And Duke. Well, they lost. Yeah.
On one night,
That's right.
the top 3 of the top 4 lost. And it wasn't 4 because the 4th one beat the top one. Or the 3rd one beat the top one in Kansas. Yeah. So, I mean, let's check out these rankings real quick. Because I'm telling you what, this is changing it up. Kansas now number 1, Baylor at 2, Zaga at 3, and number 4 is Dayton. The Dayton Flyers leading the Atlantic 10. They are in control of that number 4 spot in the rankings. I mean, this is getting really exciting. I gotta be honest with you, man. I mean, I was waiting for something like this to happen, and whoop-de-doo-dah, it did. And is it gonna happen again? I think so. Because
I don't think Kansas finished.
Kansas or Baylor, one of them's gonna lose, obviously. Gonzaga, I think Gonzaga's gonna lose to BYU in the West Coast.
What did I say in our last podcast?
BYU
I like BYU.
BYU is a good basketball
proceed
team.
to beat Gonzaga.
San Diego State, they're going to pull down to a 2 seed. They're going to be joined, I think, by Florida State, Duke, and Kentucky. Because Maryland got a really bad loss, a really bad win in there against Minnesota on Wednesday night. So I'm changing it up a little bit. Unless a Big East team really stands out, like Creighton's slowly getting in there. I said they weren't that good. Really underestimating them right now. This is anyone's game in the Big East. If San Diego State continues to decline, like losing the Mountain West Championship, the Big East champion is going to slip right in. I think they're going to one up the Big Ten, and they're going to take that last 2 seed. They're going to take that last spot with the 2 seed because I think Louisville falls down to a 3. I think Maryland goes down to a 3 as well. And then there will be, I think, 2 other Big East teams that join them or something like that. It'll be interesting. I mean, whatever happens, will I be surprised? Yeah, because it's just exciting. You know, you just want to see it go down. And you're like, oh, no way.
Been one of the more surprising years in recent. I don't even remember.
I mean, well, yeah, when you have
this much change has been happening.
When you have Penn State in the top 25,
they're overrated.
Colorado is in the top 25. You know, it's interesting. It's really interesting, but.
BYU. I remember them.
Illinois is hanging around right now. Stephen F. Austin is in technically the top 30. Virginia has other receiving votes as well.
Stephen F. Austin.
Mm-hmm. You know it, baby. But it'll be interesting because there are a lot of teams that have other receiving votes who could potentially slip into that top 25. Mm-hmm. But being in the top 25 and being that low of a conference does not mean anything whatsoever. Yeah, we've seen teams lose their championship or even earlier, and they don't make the tournament. Yeah, like Murray State. Remember when they lost to Belmont? Yeah, they were a 6 seed in the NIT. You could follow that. You could deteriorate that quickly with just one loss if you're that low. But yeah, so it'll be interesting. Like we keep talking about it because we don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, we don't know. Not even Joe Lunardi knows what's going to happen. For this. It is going to be exciting. So can we talk about some bubble teams real quick? A couple of bubble teams, like one that really stands out to me, as usual, is NC State. They, after beating Duke and losing to Florida State, blowing a lead against Florida State, being a typical NC State Wolfpack that they are.
Lost to UNC for the millionth time.
Yep, and they got swept by Carolina this season. They got swept by an under
the worst ACC team in the ACC.
Yeah. I mean, basically. So, I think. I gotta be honest. If I gotta check out Richmond's schedule once again. They played George Washington last night, but I was not completely sure of the result.
I think NC State, they win 1 or 2 games in the ACC tournament and they get in because of that win against Duke.
Because of win against Duke.
It's a great win against Duke. I think that's great for your resume.
I think you gotta get a win in the ACC tournament and play one of those double bye teams close. Exactly. That's what's going to get them in. But right now at the moment, I really switched Richmond with NC State. Mm-hmm. That's going to be. I don't care who it is, but one of those teams are going to be playing. They're going to be playing in Dayton, Ohio. Yeah. That's just what's going to happen because if they're both. I mean, this is a very close bubble. Yeah. Providence is making a statement in the Big East. They're hanging around, and they're always destined to make a big run. USC. Still hanging in there, being Pac-12 teams, because there are a lot of Pac-12 teams on the bubble. Yeah. And Oklahoma, there's always that one team that has an odd record, but they still find a way to be above.
Yeah.
And that's Oklahoma this year. But who knows? I don't know everything. Jalen already doesn't know everything, like I said. But yeah, what happens?
His smile makes me happy though.
His smile makes you happy.
Look at that. Just look at that. Look at Joe.
He's just blessed.
He's always so
He's just
happy.
blessed to be there.
It's his favorite time of the year.
But yeah, so tell us. We talked about Penn State. Let's stay in the Keystone State. Just move east a little bit. What happened to this Penn coach, Jerome Allen?
So Jerome Allen,
You enlightened me.
the head coach, he was penalized 15 years, the longest penalty for a coach.
15 years.
15 years for taking in a recruited player.
Was this
$250,000, put him through tryouts, workouts, everything, just undercover.
No way.
That's what it does to you.
One player.
One player.
What was his name?
I don't know if they released it or not.
I don't.
Accepted at least $250,000 from a prospect's father to train, recruit, and help ensure the
my
player
gosh. So he
was admitted
accepted.
to the Ivy
So
League
he's the
school.
one that accepted a bribe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna get you.
That's
Kids, don't accept bribes.
So yeah.
Plain and simple.
They know the player's name. He is who is now an assistant coach with the Boston Celtics.
Wow. So he's banned from the NCAA.
For 15 years, I guess.
And he's probably gonna get fired by the Celtics.
Yeah.
They don't want that as a distraction whatsoever. But
So yeah, who knows what's gonna happen with Mr. Allen,
Jerome Allen.
Jerome Allen.
Who knows?
I just heard about this the other day.
It's the Ivy League. It's
the Ivy League just has its issues all the time.
It does. They like
Parents want their kids to go to the Big Ivy,
or like being a team that's a 14 seed and then boom,
so not winning.
you beat them they beat a 3 seed in the first round.
So it's always Yale too.
Yeah, it is always Yale. This is gonna be the decade where
it's
gonna be a decade where an Ivy League team makes Sweet 16.
Oh boy.
100%.
Oh boy.
I believe it. I really believe it.
I mean, they better. I don't know. Maybe they can figure out the calculations. Their chances of making.
Yeah, probably.
The Sweet 16.
So let's get local now. Syracuse took down Pittsburgh on Wednesday night, 72-49. Rama Sidibe really popped off. I mean, as always, Elijah Hughes did too. He's leading the ACC in scoring, but Rama Sidibe, 1 did not foul out, 2 had a double-double, I believe. Right? Yeah. And, yeah, they crushed Pitt. When he went into the game in January, lost by 8, or beat Pitt by 8. This time they beat him by 23.
I believe the college basketball season, especially for Syracuse, started in November, and Sidibe is time to play basketball. February 27th? We got 2 games left? 3?
Going into tomorrow's the 28th. Yeah. Tomorrow's the 28th. There are 3 games left on Syracuse schedule in North Carolina, Boston College, and Miami. All lower tier teams in the ACC.
Now he wants to play basketball.
And now he wants to play basketball. Like, yeah, every game counts. They have to win these games in order they want to have a chance at being blown a bubble.
I think they need to win the ACC tournament for a chance to make the tournament.
They have to at least play a good game in a championship game.
They'd have to beat some good teams.
I mean, yeah.
They'd have to play some really
They would have
games.
They would have to.
Against those.
The only team that they can't hang with, I believe, is Louisville. They can beat any other. They can beat any other team in this conference.
I don't know.
Syracuse can beat any other team in this conference.
In a neutral location, if they're in North Carolina against Duke, that's gonna be tough.
Okay.
That's tough.
You can't say neutral if it's in North Carolina. I mean, technically it is, but Greensboro, North Carolina is only
How far is it from Duke?
From Durham?
Yeah.
35, 40 minutes.
Exactly. That's basically a home game for Duke.
You make a good point.
So I don't think it's the same with Duke coming into the Carrier Dome and they lose by 9.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a lot tougher if they have to face Duke there.
That's true. But at the same time, they can still hang with Florida State. And
Any
other team they play.
And Virginia, they've beaten Virginia this year.
They can beat Virginia.
And Virginia's going to get the 4th seed.
More likely than not. And
they've got a couple games ahead of 5th. So.
But it'll be interesting. Who knows? I mean, there's still there will be teams that don't get a bye, and they've hung around with Florida State, or not Florida State, Syracuse. So, but yeah, that's all we got.
Syracuse could have so many more wins this season.
They could.
Oh well. Who's always next year?
Oh well. I mean, hey, that's all the time we have for today. we have plenty of time, but that's all we got on our rundown for Late Night Peel. So, but yeah, it was a short one.
Quiet sports week.
Yeah, quiet sports week is probably pretty better, knowing my phone's about to die, and that's what I'm doing for audio right now. But yeah, so alongside Nick Zelaya, I'm Trey Redfield. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, Spotify, the whole deal. Like, subscribe. I'm gonna say it as usual. But yeah, we hope you guys have a good weekend, and we will catch y'all on the flip side.
Elijah Hughes, stay one more year.
Please do.
Dare